Alright, everyone. Welcome back to Hollow Knight. I'm thinking that this video here will be the last one that we'll do for the semester. It'll give you guys time to complete this assignment, and then I'll make a video about the final assignment. And because I know you guys are probably swarmed with, classes and assignments at the end of the semester. So we'll have one last round of fun this time, and then the next time, it'll just be me explaining what your final assignment for the class will be. But for now, let us focus on Hollow Knight. Last time we closed off with a fight with Hornet. We met Zote the Mighty. And we also had met up with Cornifer again. And we discovered a new power that allows us to dash around. Now, when we last exited the game, I was in the boss room, but because I closed out, it automatically put me to the bench. So I'm going to head over to the boss room again to see if there's something that they wanted me to do there. Oh yeah, so we picked up the dash from this little fellow here. And if you notice, he looks a lot like us. And Hornet was the one who, at least the way it looked like, considering she was standing over our long gone friend here, that he attacked and beat our friend here. So even though we knew that Hornet was going to be an enemy or an obstacle, it seems that she is hunting or defeating creatures like us. And we've seen similarities of creatures like us before, but not ones that are like almost directly copy us. Zote would be an example of an NPC that looks very much like us. But this one is like almost the exact copy of us, with the eyes and the shell, with no facial expressions. So we can only hope that we don't end up like our friend here. Thank you for the dash, and sorry. So it looks like what we had missed was the game telling us what to do. So that is bad, and the game's like, hey, instead of jumping over that, the game specifically makes it so that you can't jump over this. So you have to dash. The ceiling is too low. And whoop. And right here, for example, you can't jump up there unless you jump and then dash. So already the game quickly gives us this ability, and then is like, you know what, let's teach him how to use it. Here, I just want to see what happens what's over here. So we can go left. That's a strange light. Usually not a good sign. Lake of Un. That is one of the Moss Knights. I'm I'm just noticing that he's not hiding or patrolling. Oh, okay, so he's not friendly. One could have only hoped. Oh, I'm going to die. Well, sorry, friend. I know you were enjoying a nice gaze, but you know, I was trying to be friendly. I was trying to walk up and say hi. So we find a house, and hey! Look who it is. What do you have to say this time, bud? Oh, hello there. Seems we both tread far from the path. I can hardly believe those old dusty highways led to such a lush and lively place. This building suggests some form of worship, though its idol has clearly been long forgotten, doubles equally well for a moment's respite. I saw a strange fellow out there. He seemed to be quite taken by the lake. I planned to offer greetings, though I figured I'd tend to my nail on the chance our meeting goes poorly. Well, I guess I kinda took care of that for you, bud. Your nail looks like a fine instrument, but it's showing signs of wear. I'd wager up there it would take you far. Down here, however, I suspect you'll soon meet dangers the surface world can't match. Hollownest is perfect for vigilant explorers like us. So tense and thrilling, in this place you're either alert or you're dead. So, not much more than what we already know. But good old Quirrell, always there to reinforce our interpretations. The rest of that lake is acid, so we can't go that way. So we shall go to the right instead. And would you look at that? That pathway leads back up here, and then back to the boss room. Okay, so we didn't truly we didn't miss much. So, we have a couple of options here. We can, let's see, we haven't fully explored the area. Let's see what the rest of the area has to offer. So the first way would be going up. Oh, and there's two of them. You know what? I think that those guys just want to be left alone. And I will honor their request. So this is where we met Zote the Mighty. It doesn't look like he's here anymore, which is good, because he didn't seem very friendly. A lot of these characters don't really seem very friendly, do they? But I want to see if we can get to that top right corner and see where that takes us. Oh, so this area is not on our map. So this is no longer a green path. And it looks like we needed our dash to get past this point, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to make it this far. Some more Geo. Whoop! I guess if you dash too recklessly, you'll get stabbed like that. Oh, I jumped in there as a joke. Woo! There's two of them. This ain't good. This ain't good. We need to get rid of one of them so I can handle the others easier. that hurt. Oh, and we have to go all the way back. So that was an interesting little trap. I jumped into that chest as, kind of like a joke, kind of like, wow, we only got one little coin from the chest, and the game just led us completely into a trap. We've already beaten one of those. We've beaten two of those, but with one, like, each, only one at a time. Now there's two at a time, and that's a little bit chaotic, I'd have to say. So we're gonna have to, I think, given that situation, if we, I'm not trying to fight you, guy, I'm just trying to get past you. There we go. I think the problem was that we were standing in the center. If we stand up close to one of them, they'll hide, and then we can just solely focus on the other. But, our shade being there will also make things a little difficult. Hopefully the shade won't be right on top of them, otherwise that'll cause some difficulties. Oh, would you look at... Oh. Hello there, thank you. I guess that solves that question. You can see that there's an exit right past the one on the left, from there. So... Alright, let's give it a shot. Yeah, close that one off. Okay, and then we get rid of this one. Then we can take care of this one. So I guess with this, the game is trying to teach us some more advanced strategies, though I would prefer not to get run over like that to such a high degree. And we done it! Alright, let's see what's over here. Oh, okay, so if you notice over here, if you look in the background, there's a whole bunch of dead ones. So perhaps they were like the last of their nest and we just deep sixed all of them? I don't feel like such a good guy anymore. But we picked up a boulder shell. Protects its bearer with a hard shell while focusing soul. The shell is not indestructible and will shatter if it absorbs too much damage. So it looks like while we're healing, we get like a shield, but it's not invincible, so we can't just ignore everything trying to hurt us. Okay. But there's an example, I guess, the game giving us an opportunity to immediately use our dash to earn new abilities and items. Though I am curious, that pathway I don't think leads anywhere, but it doesn't count as it being on our map. So I wonder what that area is. I don't think we can explore further in there. Alright, so let's go down. It's this guy again. This time I will fight you because I want revenge. Down we go. We want to go to the right over here. Dash also, oddly enough, helps us deal with those exploding enemies, because once we kill them, we can just dash away instead of having to run. Oh, I completely missed the mark, and I am continuing to fall. Okay, up, 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 up. Okay, well, we're seeing here some more... That's how dumb they are, they just fall right off. So this looks a lot more like the first area we were in, the Forgotten Crossroads. We definitely see some of the green from the green path locked in here, like here outside, of course, but once again, civilization, you know. So there was stuff here. Oh, that's one of those fake plant traps. Listen, if there's money to be made, we can't ignore it. Who knows what we'll need it for? Oh, looking at my map, I'm getting slapped. More Geo. Alright. Okay, so we can keep going left, I believe. I don't know where this leads. I'm getting hit a lot today. I must be off my game. Oh, and I see. So if you remember, this is where we first saw, Hornet, and then she took off this way. So she took this pathway, which clearly is a lot faster than the way we took. So, let's see, what other options are there? I think since I thought this was going to lead somewhere, I was hoping it would lead somewhere. But I guess what we can do, I mean, there's a bottom left and there's a bottom right. We're already over here, let's go through the bottom right. Straight into the acid. Yeah, we want to keep going this way. So we'll backtrack a little bit. If you remember, these are the areas where we chop down those things. That's where we found Cornifer. We want to keep going down. Down and down. Okay. Oh. This way, this way. I am taking a lot of damage today, guys. I am definitely off my game. Now, I'd very much like to get to somewhere where we can talk about something new. So let's see, we update our map. What does that give us? So that showed us a pathway there, but it looks like we're still missing a pathway going up and down. So I think I'll explore that and then we'll continue back down this way. If we can reach that point. I don't know what we can and cannot reach right now. So, yep, just keep going left. And to go up and left. Here... So we can make the top of this platform now, thanks to the dash. I'm trying to use the dash to catch up to that thing, but it looks like if I get too close, I just get hit anyway. Well, we got it, so it's okay. We have a lot of geo. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Hopefully something good. Gotta keep going. I'm just gonna ignore you for now. Alright, so let's see what's up here. There's a pathway over here. Oh, okay. So we encountered a new type of enemy. Okay, so it doesn't look like we can hit them. So it looks like the game wants us to walk past them. And so this is an area where they want us to use our dash. Because we can't just jump over these things without getting impaled by what I assume are these thorny spikes. So yeah, once you can see that, I mean, if we take a look at where we've been, the game gave us plenty of space within the level to move without dashing, and then it left these big open parts up, you know, at the top right and where we are now, where we have to make use of the dash. So it integrates our new abilities into the level without necessarily saying, okay, you can't enter the area without this level. No, you can enter, you just can't access all of it without the ability. So I'm going to take a theory here. Okay. So I thought maybe you wouldn't have to move after you dash, but it looks like you had to move a little bit. And it looks like here you have to drop down and dash while that thing doesn't electrocute you. So, whoop. Same thing here. That gives us a pathway back up here. Thorns of Agony. That's appropriate for this area. Thorns of Agony. Senses the pain of its bearer and lashes out at the world around them. When taking damage, sprout thorny vines that damage nearby foes. Okay, so if you get hit, you hit everything around you with thorns. Okay. That's a neat little ability. It's funny how they give us all of these badges, but there's definitely not enough space for all of them. So I wonder, so that probably means, if I had to take a guess, that we will be able to get more, what do they call them? Charm notches? We'll be able to get more notches. And then if I were to take a guess, if we were to climb all the way up here, man, I am really taking a lot of damage today. That just leads us back up. And we don't necessarily want to go back up. I just want to see if there's any more secrets over here. I have a feeling that's... No, it's not trapped. I thought it was going to be one of those fake plant things. Alright, so our dash ability has gotten us 2 new badges. One that protects us while we're healing, and one that deals damage when we take damage. And all of those we were able to access after unlocking our dash. So the game has given us a way to utilize our new abilities to unlock new items, which I think is really good. Since we're closest to it, let's go to the left and see what that has to offer us. so we don't want to go up, we want to go left. Oh. Hello there. Doesn't look like there's anywhere for us to go. But there's a spike pit here, which means if I have to take a guess, we're going to need some other ability. It will take us somewhere all the way to the left, and then we would come back down from the top all the way to the right. That's my guess. So that's an area that's off limits, but it's good to know that it is there. So with that being said, we can head over to I want to head all the way over back to the right and down. Man, there are a lot of those guys. Gonna be one here too. So, I don't know what that is, but it scares me. A Golka. Aggressive plant life that retracts protectively when danger is near, spits hard, spiky balls when foes are at a distance, so it's going to shoot stuff at us. This area doesn't look very friendly, and I am definitely not just saying that because there are 2 dead bugs here. Definitely not. So we have things that shoot stuff at us. Oh, what's... So... we have an area that's really dark. It's noticeably darker. And there's what looks to be some sort of temple here. So this temple kind of looks a little bit haunted and spooky. So if we look at this, let's say for the statues, their eyes are completely hollow, and the cracks in them make it look like they're crying. And then we have this temple area, which again looks like a giant face, and it looks like what I would assume is like a woman screaming. I say it's a woman because of the long hair, and just the wavy hair around it. And this building, even the building appears to be crying and screaming. No. So, the dark environment out here, we're at least able to see as we move. Inside of there, we cannot see at all. So, that's a place that's riddled with spike traps. Who knows? What? Like, I'm dying and can't speak today. We have no idea what is in there, and I think it would be too dangerous to proceed. It looks like we could proceed, but it would be very dangerous to do so. So we can give that area a little bit of space. Hello there. Okay, so this one doesn't disappear immediately. Oh, okay, this one jumps too. You have to be careful from whether it's jumping or it's going forward. This is where our dash is going to come in handy. To make sure we can get away in time. very quick. Can't really get a lot of good hits. Oh. That is a lot of infection. So that one was made up of multiple of those tiny things. Massive moss charger. Family of creatures that have learned to bulk up with moss and live as one. There is strength in numbers, yes, but these creatures never had much strength to begin with, cut through their trickery. So the goal there was supposed to be another one of those things. Can I get up there? Looks like I can. What is up? I missed the last one. Missed the last one. So, what is up here? Oh, it's one of these soul statues. We haven't seen one of those in a while. There's a geo node over there. Yeah, so it looks like the rest of Green Path is just a way for us to explore our new abilities with this dash. I know, if I remember correctly, that there were plenty of spots, maybe not plenty, but there were a couple of spots in the Forgotten Crossroads where having this dash might have been useful. So it would be it'll be interesting to go back to the Forgotten Crossroads and see what is there. So we have a chest, just some geo. Because I think, for example, I think there was like a grub that we could save, speaking of grubs, that we could save, but we couldn't reach the destination. So it might be that we can go back and rescue that grub. Here the game seems to be teaching you how to do like jump slashes like that. Hey, we rescued another grub. I thought that one was going to be a little bit harder to rescue. Not gonna lie. And here it looks like we can't even dash over this. So dashing isn't even enough to get us over some obstacles. So we managed to get some rewards, but it looks like we'll need to use a combination of different abilities we unlock to maybe get over there, because I don't see how else we can get over that. Okay. No, we need to definitely make... Oh no, we don't need to make use of him. But I guess we have to now. So that's an interesting little area. One of these days I'll learn, guys, I promise. More geo. We really are collecting a lot of this stuff. So taking the left pathway down here led us into that area. So the next thing to do would be to go back and then go down. Okay, so right now we can already see that there's some sort of, if I had to take a guess, some sort of area transition, because we go from green and lush areas to now it's more dense. There are these weird eggs or bubbles, I guess. The screen has overtakingly gone from green to purple. And the bubbles not only are in the background, but they're also in like in front of us, too, in the foreground, as particle effects. Fog Canyon. Yep. So we're definitely not in Kansas anymore. Now we have jellyfish? Okay. Oh! Okay, so small ones, safe to hit, big ones, go explode. Got you. So we don't want to hit the big ones, which I will do anyway. Really need to hit some of these to get some health back. So this area definitely has a whole different feel to it. I'm trying to explore this area while also not getting hit by the jellyfish, and it is not working. See, this area is really difficult because I can't really hit many of the enemies to restore my health without getting blasted. I saw a sign for a stag station, and I would like to get to it just so we don't lose all of the progress that we've made. Okay, so as long as we avoid the big ones. Oh, do we have it? Is this it? No, this does not look like it. Millabelle, the banker. Hello there, dearie. I was about to close up shop and run until you came along. I provide a banking service if you're interested. Losing one's geo is a terrible thing, and it's so much more likely if you carry it about on yourself. My vault is more secure. In all my time as a banker, I've never lost a single geo. Maybe you'd consider opening an account? I don't want to lose my geo. I mean, we've been pretty fine with geo. Whenever we've died, we've always been able to go back and get it. Now, this is why I completely understand having it. If you were dying a lot and having trouble recovering your shade, I would totally use that. But we haven't had that much trouble, so I'd rather not part with any of my money. The Queen's Station. Huh. So that leads somewhere else. That looks like an item. An item we can't reach once again. They give us a lot of items and not the ability to get them, so the game is really telling us to backtrack a lot. So, that's strange. So there are 2 signs for Stag Station. I guess this would be like a major train station. Oh, come in search of treats, have you? I chanced upon a little fungus growing right above us. I found it only in this station, and the taste is just divine. This place must have been quite the hub, built at the border between 2 lands. That misty drop to one side, and those bulbous growths on the other. Neither place seems particularly welcome, so while my little treats last, I think I'll stay right here. Feel free to stop by any time, though I do like the quiet in the station. A little company is always good for one's health. Okay. So, I don't think we get... She doesn't... It's weird having an NPC here like this. Because she doesn't really offer us anything. Or at least I'm saying it's a she, because that's what it sounds like. It could very well be a man. I'm not going to assume. So, normally when we've had these NPCs, they've usually had some kind of purpose to them, like Quirrell giving us directions, or understanding of the area, Elderbug giving us some history. Willow doesn't appear to, like, offer us anything. So it's either later on she's gonna offer us something, or she's just here. And, I mean, for the time being, that's just a little strange. I will point out that she pokes her head upwards, and I wonder if that means we can get up there ourselves. Like, there might be space up there. Something to think about. So, the top one wasn't a station, but hey, this one is. So, we can open this up. Smack the bell. And bring our friend here. First, we'll see what he has to say. You've opened several stag stations now, haven't you? I'm thankful for the opportunity to once more travel through the kingdom. As I visit more places, I feel my memory returning to me like the stag ways of my mind are returning once more. Continue to open the stations and you'll have my deepest gratitude. So why don't we return to Dirtmouth and see if there is more stuff to buy. Up we go. Ooh, let's see what Elderbug has to say. A young couple's recently taken up a residence behind the station. Seems that they're running a map shop, which may excite adventurers like yourself. She is a tall bug, the wife. I told them to take a larger house, especially given they're all empty, but they like the look of that one. The way she has to bend herself just to get through the door, I wouldn't put up with it myself. My understanding of Hollow Nest can be a little vague, but below those leafy caverns is a fungal grove once home to peaceful creatures not quite bug and not quite plant. Sounds almost worth a visit, no? Well, there's a downside, the dreadful stench. A noxious odor fills the place. So he's just talking about the couple, and then he's talking about maybe Green Path, maybe the Fog Canyon. Hey, look, it's our friend. You there, why are you skulking about in the shadows? Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am Zote the Mighty, a knight of great renown. Tremble before me. He doesn't seem to remember us. While you were hiding here in your dingy little village, I ventured into the dark pit below us and slew a great beast. It had sharp mandibles and atrocious manners. Yes, all glory to me. But I don't have the time for your adulation. I must rest and prepare for my next journey down. That daft old fellow over there. He keeps talking absolute drivel. Seems to think the very air is deadly down in the caverns. Perhaps he should consider not breathing. He keeps talking about dreams, too. Dreams are for those too feeble to truly live. What a squalid little hamlet this is. The air is foul and townspeople have beady eyes. I'll be heading down back below as soon as possible. Zote is really not friendly. Like, before I thought... Oh, I apologize. Before I thought that he was just grumpy. He is just angry. So, first off, he doesn't remember who we are. He claims to have slain the beast, which I'm pretty sure that we're the ones that did that. You know, just saying, I'm pretty sure that was us. So he's very narcissistic. He looks down on literally everyone. I mean, suggesting that the Elderbug shouldn't be breathing. I mean, that's a little that's kind of harsh. So I don't think we'll be expecting too many pleasantries from Zote. Let's take a look at the map shop here. It doesn't look like we have any new items. We could buy some of these. I think buying the bench pin is good because it'll remind us where the benches are. The stag station pins I think are good because we want to get to those. Hot springs? Yeah, we can do with the hot springs. I don't think we have much of a need for these other ones. At least not right now. I mean, I don't want to spend too much money in case we need it for something later. And who are you? Tizo. Or Tizo? 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 Pale thing. You wear that nail with ease. If you're in search of combat, you'll find no great warriors in this decaying burrow. I've heard an arena exists somewhere below. One built for our like. Meet me there and we'll test what skills you possess. I'll be heading down soon. Come and find me if you dare. Hollow Nest. What challengers await within its ruin? So here, we're being told of an area that we have not yet discovered. He's saying that below in the realms of Hollow Nest, there is an arena where we can fight other challengers. And this warrior, like some of the other NPCs we found, is not infected with the, whatever the infection thing is. So, I wonder how many, it kind of makes me wonder. So Hollow Nest was described to us at the beginning of the game as sort of like this dead land, and it's only really filled with adventurers or warriors who are trying to maybe get riches or just for the love of traveling, like Quirrell. Then we have Tiso here, who's in it for the combat and for the sake of being a warrior and the fighter spirit and traversing danger, testing his skills, etc. So even though this land is dead, there were people in it, and yeah, we knew that there were people in it, but now what makes me question is we're running into a lot of these different NPCs, and I'm wondering now just how many people are there here. Because, I mean, the game was dead there was barely anyone here, there was a sense of dread, and now the game is starting to give a sense of liveliness because we are encountering more and more NPCs. We're finding Quirrell in different places. We're finding people like Tiso and Zote. We have the map maker who travels around. It just makes you wonder. Every so often we're running into more and more characters. How many are there? Are they all going to be friendly? Is Tiso our enemy? I don't know. Hornet was kind of quiet, but she's our enemy. So the game is starting to become more alive as we play through it and explore. And I guess that kind of feeds into what a Metroidvania kind of is. It incentivizes you to explore and backtrack and do things. And if we hadn't come back to Dirtmouth, we wouldn't have re-encountered Zote. We wouldn't have found Tiso. It's very interesting. And since backtracking seems to be what the game wants us to do, let's hop down. Let's see what else we can discover. The first thing I want to do is I want to go over to the grub, old grub thing. Because we rescued a few more of his grub friends, children, whatever it is. And we like rewards. Oh, what's that? That's not like the other things. Oh, so, okay. It looks like he gave us a piece of a mask, which if you've played Legend of Zelda, you know that I guess the equivalent would be, a piece of heart. So we saw that 1/4 of that square got filled in, which also is reflected there. And Mask Shard, it's called. And if we collect more of those, we'll get more life. More masks so that we can take more damage and not be at risk of dying. Interesting. Okay. Now, I believe also in the Forgotten Crossroads, there's a couple of things to explore down here. The first thing is that on the map, it looks like there is something, an entrance to the left over here. Oh, would you look at that? It's hidden. Kinda hidden. The map showed us that it was here. But the entrance was blocked off. Whoop. So it looks like this is a really hidden area. So I think we have to bounce off these spikes. That's kind of a difficult challenge. I wonder what the game is setting up for us over here. I want to point out that there's a clearly visible area right there. So something might lead us back there. The game is telling us to look down. Oh, so we don't do that. That spot's kind of pointless. Okay, so we're given another soul thing, and that one's huge. We come back around, and hey, would you look at that? Oh. There's that, so that allows us to get back down, and then there's a thing there. But let's keep going down, because there was more over here. There's a lot of dead things over here, which make me uncomfortable, and it's a boss. Okay. Oh, he hurts. Oh, that's a lot of damage. If that's supposed to be based on some sort of bug, I don't know what type of bug that would be. It's really interesting that this is definitely a difficult challenge because the boss, so getting close to it, he swings at us, which makes you be like, okay, we should fight him from range. But then he shoots stuff from range. Oh, I'm gonna die. And I did. So, it definitely presents a difficult challenge, I would say, because, when you get close to him, he swipes at you, so you want to be away. But then he also shoots goop at you from a distance and also jumps on you. So the game is not giving us a clear-cut strategy. It's more as if we have to constantly be moving, so we have to dodge the range attacks and dodge or maybe parry the melee attacks, and then like use our dash now to get out of the way of him jumping on us. So I think what's really interesting, I think, is what the game is doing here of presenting difficulty. It wasn't just a matter of the game being like, oh, here's suddenly a random hard boss. In order to access this boss, we had to take an entrance that we saw on the map but was technically hidden. We had to hit it or to break it. Then we had to do spike jumping, which I would consider, more difficult of a obstacle to do. We've only had to do it at the beginning of the tutorial so far to collect a badge. And we had to do it vertically instead of horizontally, so it was definitely more difficult, rather. And then we're encountering a boss like this, so the game is like, Okay, here's some difficult to traverse terrain. Here's an area filled with spikes. You have to navigate it very carefully, and then at the end of it, here's a really difficult boss. So the game, even through its level design, is saying this is a very dangerous area. Be careful. So let's give the brooding Maulik another shot. I don't know how to avoid that. I should have waited for him to come back. Whoop, that was a mistake. I don't think that there's a lot of time to heal in this fight, so I think we just have to go for it. Ah, see, that's difficult. That's really difficult. I have a feeling that that we're getting very close to beating it, because it's just hard figuring out how to dodge that one attack where he splatters the goop everywhere. Because my typical understanding might be, okay, get to the other side, but I don't see how you can do that fast enough. Considering how much time we have left, I definitely want to make this the last thing that we do. Whoop! Head first into spikes. Yeah, you can see the difficulty of trying to traverse this area right here. Like, the game expects you to have a decent amount of skill at this point to be able to navigate up that. And what really is interesting is the fact that this is the starting area. So they're throwing difficult enemies and difficult concepts to deal with right at the beginning here. Not at the beginning. In the tutorial area. I want to see if I can make the most out of this totem, since we can't absorb all of it at once. So we got a little bit of health back. I don't like the fact that now we're starting this boss fight with 3 health, but hey, maybe we'll do better. Seeing your professor get crushed over here. I know. We will do this. We can do this. I can do this. Got off to a bad start on that one. So it's definitely introduced, and the thing is like I don't even, at least from what it seems like, considering how hidden this area is, it doesn't seem like it's necessary for progression. It looks more like this is like a bonus, like, challenge area. Almost. Which, you know, which means that we could not do it, but we're already here. So, why give up now? We'll pick up our shade, and I'm very thankful for the developers for, like, not putting the shade inside the boss room. Okay, so you are supposed to dash over that. even though we're colliding with, like, the top of its head, it looks like that part is safe. Because otherwise that would be a really, like, difficult jump. I want to see if I can, get a heal off. I don't want to die now. We recovered a little bit. This guy... Oh, we did it! We did it! Woo! Oh, and what do we have here? We have unlocked another piece of a mask. 2 in 1 episode. Alright. And then we can break this, which leads us back to where we first found Gornifer. Incredible. And then, of course, that area was connected to the temple where we found the soul guy, the snail shaman, which has a bench. So it looks like the main theme of this episode was about after we unlocked our dash, how we were able to take it and use it to combat not only new obstacles, but new enemies and bosses. And I think that that's something that this game does very well. Alrighty, so with that, that will conclude this episode, this little video. I will make a video shortly after this describing what your final will be, but of course there will be assignment with this video. Hope you all had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.